Anyway, enough of that. Welcome to my stream room. Isn't it fabulous? Yes. This is the setup for an indefinite period. Do I look like I'm in a spotlight? Maybe. That's cuz I am. Is it mean it's horrible on my complexion? Yes. Absolutely. Got me bricked up already, what can I say? That's the kind of content that we are, diving straight into in the UK vibes. Time to interrogate. I know, right? Wait, am I the interrogator or the interrogatee? I feel like. Where did you put those pretzels or cookie? I don't know. I'm ascending literally into the attic. And anyways, I just have to say a little shout out. I'm reunited. I'm reunited with the good stuff. What is that you say? Overalls, sweater. I actually, look, I knew that I had a whole bunch of overalls that I had left in this house, but I forgot about all the other winter clothing that I had left. And I'm back, baby. I'm back. When did Clem join ISIS? Always was a part of it. What can I say? Where were you on the night of the February the 30th? Because if you were not at XClemCon, then I don't care. It feels so good. Is that one very cooked brick or is it just a pile of mortar crammed into the wall? I didn't realize that it was on camera. So I also have asked about this brick and very well spotted, I would like to say, because I completely forgot about it. My flatmate, they don't know what the person before that living them before I can't words. The person who was living here before them, they don't know what they did for work, but they indeed had an office up here. I'm in an attic right now, just for anyone's reference. And they actually had soundproofing. So, you know what, let me just check if there's anything doxing to my left and right. I chose this spot specifically because, look, no shade, but I did hope that some of this would have been tidied up. I guess it's kind of my job, and that's fair enough, you know? I'm coming in to take over the space, and that's okay. I will make it my job to clean up the inferior power sockets. Yes, we actually have electricity up here. Pretzel, amen. Dalton knows about that one. The wall has been rebuilt. Makes you wonder what's behind it. No, I'm not. Well, now you've made me rethink anything. Not King Station. Anyway, so they're already built-in soundproofing. There's one there. And there's one there. Behind my head, there. You know what, I'll just walk over. Look, there's a reason I was sitting in the middle because that's the only light for now. There, that's probably better. Ta-da! Soundproofing. And so this one here, I guess is just, they shoved the soundproofing in there. So, anyway. And then there's a lovely, what's it called? A skylight here, which is why we're sitting here instead of in the darkness. I have never read the cast of Amontillado, but it seems like Kiwi Man has. It creates a Fallout atmosphere. Well, maybe that means that we have to play Fallout. If it wasn't obvious, I'm not on my PC. Nobody can hear your screams. Ah! I hope not. I'm not on my PC yet, but I didn't want to leave you guys high and dry. Edgar Allan Poe, there we go. Edgar. I feel like I'm saying things, but they're not sounding right. They're not hearing right, you know? Edgin. Edgar Allan Poe. Those bricks are not aligned flush, sign of a wall that has been put back together piece by piece rather than stacked one row at a time. Well, now you've added a mystery that I don't have answers to. What I will say though is there's a crawl space And I had a little nosy in the crawl space, and I said to flatmate, I said, why is there so much shit in there? Plus, I've never heard you talk about basketball. And they were like, what? Well, first of all, it's illegal to leave, it's illegal to leave your possessions in a house when you leave the place. And so they also have not touched it because they find that it's really gross to touch other people's stuff. And I was like, well, shouldn't it all go in the bin then? So I am considering doing a bit of a dive into the crawl space with you guys, with gloves and a mask, and pulling out whatever the hell is in there. I've seen a basketball, a painting, a bunch of bags, some old sheets. It's pretty disgusting. And I said, well, what's the alternative? Either you pull it all out, or maybe, it just stays there forever. So, a giveaway! Ugh, that makes me feel sick. Maybe there will be. Oh, maybe I can't stream it if there will be a body. Hi, Mia. Good to see you. I am indeed officially in the UK. I arrived 2 days ago, very late at night. It was such a long day of travel. But I got here, and then I had the best sleep that I've had in months. Oh, it was so good. What a difference a pillow makes, And so yesterday I just took it nice and easy. I did think about setting up my PC, but then I was like, I don't have a monitor. I don't have lights. What's the point? So I figured that while I am still easing into things and figuring everything out, we will start with where we have been for the last couple months during my travels here on the laptop, but now with new and improved multi-streaming if it was working. I don't know if it's working. I haven't actually checked if it has been working. So I better go do that. Maybe it didn't swap. Hello? YouTube, are you working? Probably not. What if I refresh? Don't forget you're on YouTube as well. I am! Oh my gosh! Hello! Yes, I may have neglected to set up a multi-chat. Hello! Okay, wait, I can fix this. I just need to bring you over here. I clearly do not have the integration to see the chat simultaneously, but I have you here now. Hello. Thank you. No, we have a new friend over on YouTube as well. My apologies, Rel. That's my bad. I will pretend that I never neglect anyone, but it's good to remind people nice and early. It is slightly behind, isn't it? So that's something that we will look at in the future. Anyway, if you guys want to chat, this is from Twitch, but this is the first time on YouTube Live, so we will iron out the kinks. When are you jumping on Kick? I actually got an email from Kick, funny enough, so maybe I should be jumping on Kick. Let me see what it says. Am I allowed to say what it says? I see, this is my point. I'm very bad at neglecting things. Oh goodness, this was almost a month ago. Well, you know what? Maybe they will not be too mad if I finally get onto it. But we'll figure it out. YouTube always has a delay. All right. Well, wait. Why is this? Okay, I promise I am trying. I need this to be popped out. Poppa. Anywho, I'll I'll figure it out as we go on. Thank you, Mia. Yes, do your lurking. Okay, Pomelo is not, it is in an attic. It is in an attic citrus salad. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to my new stream room. I am living in the attic of someone's UK house, or flat rather. I am the monster in the attic. I have been traveling for the last month, and then I was also in New Zealand with my family before that. And before that, I was uprooting my entire life from Australia. But I'm here in the UK, and yesterday I had some doubts when I was getting here, but yesterday they all went away. I felt like I had so much autonomy again, because I think that when I was at my parents' house, I reverted to a childlike state, which I'm usually in, but it's a different type of childlike state. It was like, I felt like I was trapped in my house. I didn't know where to go, and so I tried to fix that, but that's a whole nother story. And then when I was in South Africa, you basically need a car to get around anywhere, and so I was just kind of like, hey guys, you wanna go get a coffee? Help! Save me! Save me from the confines of these four walls! And then yesterday, I have said this before, but I love a walkable city, okay? I love a walkable city, and yesterday I just exited the house and I went for a walk to a coffee shop. I went to the park, I played some Pokemon, and I was like, I had access to a Tesco, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm back, baby. Freedom! Freedom! And so I'm feeling good about my first day in UK. And now, here we are, second day in UK, first day live streaming. It's all coming up, baby. We got that multi-stream, which means that we are abandoning the VOD channel. Even though I had just set it up 2 months ago. VOD channel? Get out of here. Who cares? Because we've got a new system. Live streams, baby. Yeah, I didn't realize how easy it was. Anyone who is actually live streaming, like, multi-streaming is so easy now. I installed one plugin and now it is connected. The only thing that's not working, clearly, is YouTube chat. But that's because I did this at about 9 o'clock last night. And I went, I'm gonna bed. So there really, really is no excuse. Yes, I can stream to Kick as well. It seems like the consensus is don't do it, but I did get an email. Yeah, sorry, Tesco is a supermarket. Tesco is one of the big supermarkets. So that's what's going on there. So in answer to how is the weather in UK? Oh, I think that again I have been what's the word? Not cheated. What is the word I'm looking for? I have been given a false sense of security. Words. That's why I was struggling, because there were too many of them. I've been given a false sense of security because my goodness, what a beautiful day it was. I think that I am now comfortable sharing where I'm living, because I kept on saying kind of England, UK, but I wasn't sure if I should share where I am, because I try to live off a basis of like less information the better, you know, keep some privacy, try to minimize doxing, but I think that I will give a little bit more info. Can we guess? Yeah, sure, you can guess. All right, if you think that'll be fun, then you can guess, absolutely. I looked at where we left the reacts beginning of November. Maybe log that shit for a bit. Yes, that might be a good point as well, but we'll worry about it when on the PC. It's been better this week in the UK after months of rain. There we go. Always have them wanting more. England, correct. Bristol, so close. I actually was considering Bristol. One of the reasons why I'm here is because my friend is letting me be here, and that is very nice. I genuinely, I'm very grateful. I have brought them a bottle of whiskey as a thank you because it is very kind. Oh, I wish it was Bath, Dan. I wish it was Bath. Bath was my favorite place in the UK. But I decided that Bath would be like my holiday destination. I don't think I want to live there, you know. Western Supermare, no. Bristol Heights, okay, that's getting a little bit too specific. Season Lounge, please cut it out. No, I'm not in Bristol. Am I in Clanferf, Hilvengil, Gogeri, Svendrob, Villante, Cilia, Gogogo? No, I'm not. I'm not there. Bath is very expensive. That's why not living there. Swindon, no. Holidaying in Bath, exactly. I actually had a bath yesterday. It was so nice. I read like 5 chapters of a book that I hadn't touched in several months. This is how much I loved my day. I was just reading my book and I was like, I'm gonna have a bath. And then I kept reading my book in the bath. I'm finally clean. Give it another day. Is the local accent considerably different and can you imitate it? It's not significantly different. But I need to talk to more people before I will be able to answer that. Let's put it this way. It's not obvious enough. Cardiff, I think I would have liked Cardiff as well, but no. What whiskey? At least a single malt? It is a single malt, but it is a New Zealand whiskey. So I brought it all the way from my hometown of Hamilton. It's called a Porkinor. Porkinor is a area, like a little rural area, I guess. Yeah, it's a little area in the North Island of New Zealand. This whiskey brand is named after that area, Porkinor, which is Pokeno. I'll put it in the chat, but it does have a macron on top of the O. Oh, wait, maybe I can do that. Not quite boba, but close. Cool, I can put a macron on. There we go. And so that is a newer whiskey distillery, young distillery. But I tried one of them and it was pretty good. It was the Revolution. I didn't try the Discovery. And then this one is called the Alchemy, which I have not tried, so hopefully it's okay. Should I move to the original UK town of Christchurch? No, I'm good. I'm not. Porkinor, exactly right. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I can have this overlay so that I can make sure to read the YouTubes as well. Thank you so much for the compliment on the nails. I do really appreciate it. Sheffield, only because I have family there. So basically, I just need to remember how I can move this chat here. Let me take you. No, that's not where I wanted you. Okay, what if we do that? Oh my gosh, okay. This will do, I think this'll do. Yes, this'll do. Okay, cool. I am still on a single screen, tiny little MacBook Air. But at least I have my chats side by side, so I will try not to neglect the YouTube chat so much now. See? Look, I might start with neglect, but, you know, I do care, I promise. I do promise. Okay. Yeah, just check on the YouTubes once in a while. I know that there's a bit of delay on YouTube. I don't know how to fix that. 9Fox, our moderator, said that apparently there's always a bit of a delay on the YouTube, but you know, we'll be figuring it out. I've heard all about Cardiff Bay al fresco. How about your bowl of soup filling up faster than you can eat it and peas needing airlift rescue? I don't know any of these things. Cheltenham? Hey? I hear Clem smells with her nose. Yeah, that's how I smell. Yes, I am like everyone else. Okay, so I'll give some hints in terms of where I am since what I have said already. So I kept on saying that Southampton Yes, I am in Southampton. Congratulations, Dalta. That is where I am. So I kept on saying that I was kind of like near London, but I am in a proper city. I am in Southampton. So it's about an hour train ride, maybe an hour and a half to central London. It's ages away from Bristol. You live in Australia. Like, everything is close comparatively, okay? Thank you, Rel. Very much appreciated. Back to luck, thank you. So that is where I am based indefinitely. Sorry, email that I just want to ignore. So that is where I am. I am in an attic in Southampton. Try and find me. No, please don't try and find me. I bet Geo Rainbolt could. It's got to be at least a 30-minute walk between them. Yeah, exactly. It's like, on the map they look that close. Ron, thank you so much for the subscription. And the 34 months, Jesus Christ. Hi Kiwi Mum. Oh, and speaking of Kiwis, I do have Manu here. I was meant to hold them, but I got too excited. I got too excited to be going live, okay? But we're here! It's from Rod Gilbert, stand-up, who's a Welsh comedian, and he did commercials for Cardiff Bay. Oh, but in general British humours, it's still shit. No, he will be staying here with me. Your short ferry ride away from the Isle of Wight. Yes, so I think that is somewhere that I would like to try and go on an IRL stream one point, because I think that is so close. We may as well, you know. It was sexy pics of Anna Kournikova or whatever it was. Ooh, no, it wasn't. But it was still spicy. My cousin was in the UK once. She's probably seen your attic before and could identify its location on site, I assume. I believe it. They're all the same though, aren't they? Okay. I might be in the UK in June, says Obi. Hopefully you can catch up if you're up for it. Sounds like a plan. Thank you. I am so glad I made it here as well. Oh my god, Fuzzy Bear! How's it been?
Heck yeah, to 2 years of supporting the amazing Clem.
Thank you, Fuzzy Bear. Oh yeah, sorry about the echo. I'll fix that eventually as well. Are you sure you're not in a comedy club? That's what it looks like. Thank you. I've been trying. Okay, this actually makes me so happy. I've been trying to discern what the vibe was because I was like, it's not a prison. It's like interrogation room. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Yes, a comedy club, the stand-up comedy. That's what I've been trying to mull over this entire time. Oh, what a weight off my conscience. That is quite the contrast to the Aussie stream room. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Don't ignore, what's this one? Okay, so I didn't know the reference for the Anna Kournikova. Oh, it's a reference to a virus that went around in the early internet emails times. Ah, there we go. No, I'm not familiar with it. That's Yorkshire brack. That is Yorkshire brick, that is. Well, now that we have discovered it has been haphazardly rebuilt, it could have been shipped from Yorkshire and as a bit of a taste from home. Maybe the person who put it there was from Yorkshire. We all know Clem is funny with a troll face. If you say so. If you say so. Anyway, so I am happy to be here. I'm happy you guys are here, and our little fluffy, feathery friend, that took me a while, is also here. Do I have something that they can sit on? Oh, you know what? They can cover my PowerPoints behind me here. What is this? This is from IKEA. That's perfect. Okay, they're not tall enough, but, you know, they gotta start somewhere. Just very subtly in the background there. My goodness gracious. You should draw a door behind you, knock on it 3 times, and go to the underworld like Beetlejuice. I don't need to. There's already a door. There's one down there. What secrets lie beyond it? Well, we'll never know. Is that a wallaby? Close enough. Yes, I am aware that Anna Kournikova was an extremely beautiful tennis player. I feel like a lot of sports individuals typically, especially because they have great physiques, already have some attractiveness to them. G'day, Justin, how you going? Good to see you and Manu made it there safely. Yes, it was only had an hour delay at the airport, but otherwise very smooth. Just long. Just long. You remember me? Well, do you remember me? What's my middle name? Actually, don't tell me that. If you know, then please do not share it. Hi, Mo! The wall looks like they had to fix it after a visit from the Kool-Aid guy. Yes, I saw you said Kool-Aid guy, but I'll admit, I didn't get the reference until now. Yeah, he broke through it, now I got it. Did he do it? Oh my gosh, stop. So, other things that I have to tell you. Fruit, no, that's my surname, silly Billy. I actually don't have a lot to share. I'm gonna be so real with you. Let me come up with a story. Oh, I had a coffee yesterday that didn't make me want to give up on coffee. So, cheers to that barista. He was actually very, very friendly. Yo, Mo, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. That is very kind. Was it just hay fever? Oh, yes. I am feeling fine in the sinuses. A couple days ago, I was like, ooh, but now I feel fine. So I think it was just hay fever. It disappeared pretty quickly. Is your setup like a pub wall? It seems like it, hey. Thank you, Brower. Actually, which cereal mascot do you think you'd beat in a fight? I think that I would beat, not Skippy, that'd freaking kick the shit out of me. Probably not Rice Bubbles because there's 3 of them. I don't want to deal with that. Toucan would fly away. Tiger, no thank you. Leprechaun, they have magic. That doesn't really help. Oh, whatever the one that has the bee in it. I feel like they would have a good chance, but I just need 1 hit, whereas they need a lot more. So I think that I would go for the bee. Cheerios, Honey Puffs, yeah, whoever the bee is, that one. Yeah, none of us could beat Skippy, that's the one. Snap, Crackle, and Pop is tiny, you could just step on them, and Smacks is just a frog. Frog, I feel like okay, now I'm thinking about, like, stepping on a frog. That makes me feel really sad. Snap, Crackle, and Pop, I think that they would run around, like, they would frustrate me. They'd, like, mentally break me, so I don't think I could beat them in a fight because I'll just be crying because I'm like, fuck you, stupid kids. But yes, I got gel nails, so they should last a while. It's not just polish, it is gel, so I'm hoping that we'll have them for another month. My bigger concern is taking it off because usually you have to soak them and it ruins your nail beds, but anywho. Did you contact your parents and tell them that you're there? Yes, of course I did. I called them when I landed, before I even had gotten on the train to Southampton, and then I chatted to them yesterday morning as well. You know BJJ? No, I don't! What the heck? The frog's got a frog gun to your head. Does that make it any better? No, I feel like it's still animal cruelty, whereas if the frog shoots me, it's just an accident, you know? Raisin Bran has a bee on it. Could you beat Raisin Bran? I like to think that me and Raisin Bran would have some sort of agreement and collaboration and commitment where it's like symbiotic, you know? I eat it, it gives me a healthy gut. Win-win. I didn't learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I actually did 3 classes in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. So if anything, it would be JJJ. Yeah, that was 3. So it was Jiu-Jitsu with judo elements. So not Brazilian. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is very different. Rice Bubbles, what's wrong with Rice Krispies? It's just a different name that they call it in New Zealand. That's how you fart so powerfully that you play the guitar, exactly right. After turning 30, Snap, Crackle, and Pop are no longer associated with cereal, but with the sounds your body makes getting out of bed. It's funny and sad because it's true. Oh. BJJ is the art of folding clothes whilst they are still being worn. Ha ha ha! I get it. Because you're rolling around. Hilarious. Good one. Took some thought, but I appreciated it. But anyway, guys, so basically what the next little while is going to look like is either I'm hoping that over the weekend. So I'm not going to have a stream for the next couple days because I'm going to try my best to go and source some saucy sources. Even if it is just a monitor. And then we just have terrible lighting for a while. Can you whistle? No. No, I cannot. It is impossible. It is something of a condition that I am ashamed of. But no. So I won't stream on the weekend because I want to try and get at least my PC set up. But this is it. This is where I'm going to be streaming from. I think that I will try and move some things. I want to get a desk as well, so that will be fine. There's plenty of power plugs or outlets or whatever they're called here. So we're just gonna be slowly building our setup in this attic. I don't know how I'm gonna make this brick pretty, but I actually kind of like it at the same time. Maybe I can find a little shelf to put all of our friends on when they arrive, because I would simply hate for them to be without a home themselves, you know? Not worried about earthquakes? Not in the UK. Wait, does the UK get earthquakes? Huh? I wasn't worried about it until this moment. I don't think UK is known for their earthquakes. I want to try JJJ, please. I saw a demo run by my Aikido sensei and some other students who did both. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Is there a skylight for plants to get some sunlight? Yeah, literally what I am underneath is the skylight. Actually does look like a spotlight, but I think that it's pretty much consistent lighting. I found that in the UK it's very diffused lighting always because of all of the clouds. Those are the things. So I think that this pretty much is the same unless it's dark rain clouds. Thanks, Boo Boo. The kiwi bird could be a mascot. Well, it's funny you say that because they kind of are. Thank you. I do like my overalls. I am very happy to be reunited. Always overcast, yes, but if it's raining, I think it will be a bit dark. But the only problem is because it's a sunlight, that's why it's like very not very flattering. It's just like anywho, that's what we're dealing with. Chill. I'm chill. She's still in Melbourne. She just swapped places, exactly. She lost it when the Fire Nation attacked, exactly. We call them sockets. Thank you, Sunbeam. Much appreciated. She's living in your walls, exactly. We did a little switcheroo. If you had a spotlight and a mic stand, it could be. It is stand-up comedy vibes. I actually do have my microphone. I just haven't plugged it in. Okay. Keyboard. Okay. Okay. It doesn't have a stand, but we'll make it work. What if we just pretend, you know? Yeah, I just got here. Exactly right. Thank you, Rel. Oh, hopefully it's okay. Welcome to the podcast. They really build this in brick by brick, exactly. Okay, it looks like you're natural light. We're in the presence of a higher being. Thank you, thank you. That's gay, though. Just saying. Also, not slanderous. I was just talking about the username, okay? Okay, they have a funny username, and I saw an opportunity to work it into my material. Please don't cancel me. Oh, actually, speaking of gay, what is the deal with fashion making you look more or less gay? Isn't that funny? So I got reunited with some of my favorite pair of jeans, or rather a new pair of jeans. I had brought over a few pair of pants back in November so that I could just leave them here. And I'm so glad I did because I already was struggling with my 2 suitcases that I brought. And I got, yesterday, I got changed and I was like, oh my god, I can wear my new pair of pants that I left here. And I put them on and I put this sweater on and I looked so gay. And I was like, damn girl, it's good to be back. So I did not get any coffee chick numbers. I did not get any numbers from any cute barista girls, but mainly because the barista was not a girl. So we'll try again next time. But now that I have my lesbian chic again, you know, we can hope. We can only hope. Because at least they won't think that I'm hetero. They'll be like, that's a gay woman. And I'll be like, yes, thank you for noticing. Digits? Oh, you have 10 of them. Oh, you even have more. You're showing me your feet already. Okay, this is moving too quickly. This is too quick. This is too fast. But I do appreciate it. I do. I really do. Anywho. Use some reflectors to redirect the natural light evenly. That's a good idea, actually. Maybe that can be worked into. You need your name and neon! That's the one. It does feel podcast roomy-ish. We could start a podcast. I don't know why I'm moving my microphone like it's going to make a difference. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yeah, we need the neon lights finally. Which one of us is the heckler? Just start roasting chat for your comedy set. Yes, I mean, they're very talented at it, but I don't think I can think that quickly. What's the deal with airline food? Exactly. This is Clem's last stream for sure. Ava came to watch? Hell yep. She'll be living in this brightly lit alleyway. Yes, it's an alleyway this whole time. The neon light is actually this one behind me. It's a white neon light. And so that's actually what's illuminating me at the moment. I'm sitting on concrete. It's not very comfortable, but you know, anything for the live, you know. I'm trying to do it for the fans. I'll pop off one day. And bonus points, I sometimes get some pennies and pounds thrown my way, usually at my way, but you know, a penny gained is a penny earned. a penny thrown at your head is a penny earned. We can't see, but to the left is a dumpster. Okay, look. I'm gonna put the mic down for a bit. Brother, this guy stinks. This doesn't help my case. Oh, wait. That one kind of helps my case. But there is a bunch of rubbish here that has yet to be removed. So, yeah, it don't help my case. Anyway, it's not an alleyway, I swear. Who's doing headshots throwing pennies? Ow. It's like, don't throw coins off the, what do they call it? The Empire State Building, that's the one. Yet somehow that thing sucks less than you. Ouch. Oh, we're gonna go to an ad break even though it's really, really, really early and the break's gonna last a whole weekend. Yo! Thank you! Ow! Don't throw it at my head. Ow. But genuinely, that's very kind. Maybe I can upgrade to living in the dumpster. If I can pay my rent with that one. How long is this set? I want to know if it's worth waiting around for the next comedian. So basically, my mother says, "You're not funny." And then I go, "You know what, Mom? I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong." And here I am on the comedy stage. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, that's the problem. Silence. No laughter. My mother was right. But, you know, it's early days. It's early days. You're not living in it already? No, the dumpster does cost $10 a week. It's not even cricket noise worthy. The voice cracks are integral to comedy. Yeah, have you seen comedy actors? That, Michael Cera? Have you started naming the rats? There are no rats up here, thank you very much. I live a clean space. There is plant, soil, dirt on my right. The thing is, anytime I talk about up here, it makes me sound like I'm really slandering my flatmate, because I am. You know what? It's one of those areas. It's one of those areas that you just kind of forget about, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it. Because they have a lovely flat, okay? They really do. They have a genuinely lovely flat. And I'm very lucky to be here. I am. But they also have an attic that there's like paint materials. When was the last time they painted? There's I don't even know. That's paint sheet that they can put down. And then there's polystyrene that looks the size to have gone around a TV. Yeah, I think that fits around the TV. And it just lives up here. How long have they had that TV? Anyway, I don't blame them. My garage was this area. My garage was hell to try and pack up because I had so many things that I didn't know where to go. No, they don't live like this. They live downstairs in a very, very tidy, neat, lovely place. And that's because they can hide all of the mishaps up here. But it's just like, I think it's because it's it's large materials that need to go to the tip. And so then it just becomes a whole chore. Like, I get it. I really do. I do understand it. But I do think that me being here is going to be a good thing to clean this attic. So yeah. Do you think you'll be moving within a year? More like within a month, you know? You're basically living in this shed. Yes, it's like a shed where you just kind of like shove things away and forget about it. And then you're like, oh yeah, I should work on that. And then you just don't. That's what Harry Potter felt like under the stairs. Well, I've got more space than Harry Potter. But, you know, we could migrate into the scary door. The attic is where everyone puts things they want to forget about. Let's not read too deep into why you were given that space. Anywho, yeah, I even have the slanted roof. Ay ay ay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Look, there's lots of room for activity. I could do a handstand if I had any upper body strength. Have you met the ghost yet? No, I think that's behind the door and I don't want to open the door. Or it's in the crawl space. It's definitely in the crawl space. I'll show you the crawl space again. It's on this side. There's the There's a crawl space. And an old Christmas tree. That's the crawl space. That's where the ghost lives for sure. And in fact, I don't even think it's a ghost. I think that someone, like there will be an actual body in there. Alive, dead, who knows? Guess I'm sure gonna mark the days you spent on the wall. That would be kind of cute, actually. Days, streams. I think we gotta do streams. Will it come off okay? Is it Marley, the dog? Imagine getting into your scary attic and finding some lady talking to herself seemingly. Ah! What are you doing in my attic? Yeah, I think it's gonna be streams. Maybe at the end of, at the beginning of a stream, at the end of the stream. When do people mark their days on a wall? Chalk will not come off of brick. Even with water? The ghost. Christmas Carol. Carol, that bitch. No, that is what they are implying, that I am the lady in the attic. Exactly right. If you were to come up here, forget, like, because remember that the attic is where you put things to forget about them. So you're going about your day and you're like, oh man, here's another item that I have purchased and have rubbish for and now must shove up in the attic instead of taking it to the tip. Up I go, la 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 la, and then it's just me, old and decrepit in like, when's my birthday? 3 months? Oh, hello there. To be able to enter the attic, you must answer a simple question. I could never forget about you. Yeah, that's because I'm up here doing some voodoo juju to make sure that don't happen, you know? Anyway. Good old lady voice. Oh, thank you. I have decided that my UK endeavors will have me not necessarily re-enter the realm of the film industry, but I'll have a look. You know. That's just my actual voice, yeah. The entire time I'm actually putting on this voice. I don't know why I chose this voice, but it was the easiest one that I could maintain for several hours at a time. Better you than some crazy, scary ghost in the attic. Is it? Is it? No soul jokes are passé, right? Ooh, good point. Good point. Wait, do gingers not become ghosts? Wait, are we not allowed to haunt people? Well, boy, did I get a terrible deal. That's some bullshit. I'm actually upset. That's really upsetting. The whole time, like, I don't mind having no soul. We have ginger hair, cool, okay. My redhead ex-girlfriend still haunts me. Oh, okay, so we haunt on our lifetime rather than after it. That's true. In UK, they don't really care either. There's too many of us. Frick. Also, thank you, Swain, for the follow. Much appreciated, genuinely. Yeah, exactly. We haunt people while alive. Okay. Why even is there a brick wall there in the attic? It looks like it's a short wall from one length to another, so not a bearing wall. I don't know what those words mean. But someone suggested that it was placed afterwards, but I'm trying to think what would be on the other side. Literally just the roof. So I can tell you that if we were to go through here and down, then that's a hallway. But I don't know. Ooh, okay, hold on. Pull the soundproofing out. Can you guys see it? Okay. I don't want it, something fell out. Okay, I got really scared now. No, I'm scared. I don't want to know. It's too scary. Something fell out. It was there's probably just brick laying stuff, but I don't want to. It's scary. They had to brick in the last guest because they kept escaping. Well, I can't tell you my theory, but now it sounds boring and too logical. Okay, so I will tell it anyway. Well, I hype myself up. I'm not gonna hype myself up, but anyhow, pretend I'm hyping myself up. So, it isn't load bearing. Oh, I don't know this one. Sorry to you, mama. Okay, so in the UK, they have a lot of houses that then get converted to flats. This is one of those places. And so it is... The only thing is, I don't know how it's connected that way. Because there's basically someone in the first floor. So, like, underneath the living space. So, I'll have to go outside and have a look. So, this probably is indeed built to block off from the other flat. But this doesn't make sense because the other flat wouldn't be there. I wonder if it would have been a room at all. I don't know how they decided to split it. I'll have to look at floor plans, basically, is what I'm saying. Seems pretty 3D for a flat. Hilarious. I like that this installment of Paranormal Activity went back to its low-budget roots. I like the vibe. I like the brick vibe as well. Okay, alright. Oh, that's really in there. What if I'm uprooting asbestos? No, that's the real horror. No! No! I refuse! I refuse! You guys out here being afraid of ghosts and the connection to other apartments. No, I'm out here being afraid of very real things. I don't want no asbestos in my lungs, thank you very much. You bought a dump? Oh, if only I could afford it. I wish I could own my own property. No, no, no. We're only renting. Afraid of chemicals. Science, bitch. No sledgehammer to find out. Not for this one, not yet. Maybe if I can rent to own. No, I'm not game to open that just yet. I'll rephrase, you're renting a dump? Hell yeah, brother. It's great. It's awesome. And it doubles as a stand-up comedy club. So, you know, you guys, I could sublet it to you guys. You guys want to share your comedy? Then you owe me $10. There's probably a Rembrandt back there. Oh, you do make me want to have another look. Gonna own your own electric Mercedes. Exactly right. Now we are about to hit an ad break, so I'm gonna let those run. Like I said, I didn't really have a big plan today other than showing off my new digs. And we have done that. But we'll keep hanging for a little longer if you're lucky, if you behave, and if you laugh at least one of my jokes. What little I have seen looks like it's 2 different types of bricklayings. How can you even tell? What is a bricklayer called other than a bricklayer? Do they have a special name? I feel like I would like to know. I was gonna say already, but it's been an hour. Yes, yeah, it has been an hour, but no, we'll be hanging out. So I guess other things are, you know, to consider is that we are in a new time zone. I started at 8 a.m. my time. Yeah, it is just bricklayer. Okay. A mason? No, mason is stone. Maybe bricklayer is specifically of the stone variety rather than the mix that makes brick that I totally know. It is a mason. Okay, I stand corrected. Never mind. Or sit corrected, rather. From my experience, Brad or Trevor, or like Dazza, Bazza. Mortar. It is mortar. A brickie, of course, of course. The mortar is cleaner and older for part of the wall. Ah. Me trying to find where those parts are. Hey! That one also has some soundproofing around it. Wait. No, if we're gonna pull out soundproofing, it's definitely that one. I truly wonder what the person who was working up here did. Because why do they randomly have two soundproofing that they left? They didn't want to pull it off. And then they have I'm assuming they didn't have a brick to go in here, so they just shoved it with soundproofing because it would have been too echoey or something. And then the same one is here, where it's got so much gap around it. Or maybe they tried to fill it in, like here, and they sucked at it, and that's why they put the soundproofing around it. It might be treasure. I reckon that one's the one that has the treasure. Because it feels like that whole brick will slide out, you know? Gaza drives the cement trucks. My apologies, my apologies. Oh my goodness. We should be sharing we aren't meant to get married because I got you the merc. Oh yes, I would like no more jokes about this ninja. It's gone too far. So that is why that is my comment on it. The soundproofing is holding the brick in, exactly, but that's why if we pull it out, then that's where the treasure will be. Mason is a bit different, but a bit more varied skills than a bricklayer. Yeah, Mason to me is like stoneworkers. The soundproofing is where the drugs are. You didn't hear it from me. You didn't hear it from me. Okay. Wait, there's a movie with this? I actually was going to say something, but I lost my train of thought. La 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 la. I actually have a lot of Christmas songs and carols in my head recently. It's been annoying me. Anyway, Skylight and a PowerPoint in the attic does suggest things. Does it? I'm pretty sure it... Does it? Does it? Like, the PowerPoints, maybe. Oh, for the drugs. No, the skylight was already here. The skylight was fine. Although it would be great, wouldn't it? No, but the soundproofing doesn't add up. So, or maybe they're soundproofing all of the buzzing. Maybe Carol suits you after all. I don't know what you mean by that. Don't use a dustbuster to clean up candy. Ew. You guys, yeah, the pumps, that's the one. The soundproofing was where they brought their water pipes in. Ah, and then as you said before, the piping comes through the holes. Okay, alright. So actually if we get a sledgehammer or the Kool-Aid guy to the bricks, then maybe the whole system is behind there. Maybe the behind. Oh, that makes more sense. See, Mama, giving the woman advice on their cleaning. I like it. Too bad here in the UK, not Sweden, then, because here we sing Christmas lasts until Easter in one of the songs. Seriously? That's fascinating. That's a long time to be singing Christmas carols. I don't like it. I can't say that I'm a fan there. Gonna be honest with you. Well, I have no other story, so maybe I should just end. Thinking. Oh, thank you, Ninja. That's sweet. Sweet. You have double the attic space, true. Yeah. Well, I haven't said okay, bye. Show us a trick. Okay, I got one. You're enjoying the attic? Alright, we'll stay on a little bit longer. This is what I was saying the other day, where it's like, okay, I'm done now. But I didn't say, okay, I'm done now. Wait, I don't, okay. I don't want to do the trick anymore. I don't care. You know what? I don't even care. It's fine. I don't want to do it. You are funny after all. Thanks. Hi, Dr. Feelgood.
Kia ora to my former neighbor.
Kia ora. It is good to have you here. Kei te pēhea koe. I hope you're well. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Thanks, Mama. Why aren't you in your crawl space and what's all this chalk? I really want... I said to them, can I go in there? They don't want it to fall... They don't want the roof to fall out because it is their lounge, essentially. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to get the basketball? How? I don't even have chalk. What would I even use? Bones, obviously. Would that make a nice powder to scrape onto the... Make it, maybe not that one. Anywho. Maybe I could find some bones in the crawl space. There's a lot of questions. Anyway, Dr. Feelgood, thank you for the 51 months. Genuinely very appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, kinda. Anyhow, I actually genuinely want to do, like, I guess, like a clean out stream. I think I'd have to put my phone in the crawl space. Hope that nothing in there is doxing. Like, they wouldn't put an address in there, would they? They might put a dress in there, but an address? I don't think so. So maybe I just have to be careful, like, when I pick up papers. I can't imagine that it would have anything doxing. It's stuff that they left behind. It's pretty gross. I actually will genuinely have to wear a mask. I'm a little bit, like, it's not so much that it's scary, it's icky. It just is uncomfortable. The Ripper. And I want to get the basketball, okay? Why is it in there? I guess laziness of not wanting to clear it out. Or alternatively, it was them trying to do a dodgy illegal by shoving it all in there. You want to see those bones? You want to know what made those bones? You don't want to know what those bones? What? Anywho. Yeah, are you okay? You gotta ask. Oh my goodness. Alright. How about we just lie down on the ground a little bit. And then maybe I will feel more inclined to stick around. Nice. There we go. That's the vibe. Oh, you want to hear the bones crack? Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, I need to get a blankie, eh? Are you missing the couch already? Yeah. Look, the couch is the couch is just downstairs, but I figured that we gotta get used to being up here. Sleep stream. More like try to contact the ghost stream.
or we've got to try and reach a higher plane of existence, which is hard when you don't have a soul to, you know, astral project. But we could try and do like an astral projection, you know.
Thank you, Ninja. I do like these. Yeah, maybe some therapy. But in terms of the games, is the roof, we could try and get to the roof.
I don't think that the skylight opens quite that high. Or far enough for me to crawl out of it. Unfortunately, it does open though.
Through the skylight. I haven't seen how. Honestly, it needs a dusting before I attempt to open that thing. Why? Okay, I don't know what it is, but there's something about skylights that actually make me uncomfortable. Isn't that bizarre? It's like opening them. Sorry, I should be more specific. It's about opening them. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm scared that they're gonna fall in on me and crush me and no one will be able to help me. Or maybe I'm scared of the glass smashing in, like a tree will fall on it. Yeah, the perverts in the plains peeking in. Someone crawling onto my roof and peeking in. Don't trust opening them for the fact that they might leak afterwards. Really?
Well, that's stupid.
Ugh, anywho. How's the weather at the moment? It's kind of typical. Because I am down south though, it's not cold. It is 9 degrees right now. But it's not, like, it's fine. Yesterday it was like 13 degrees. I was like, whoo. I believe it, Dolta. I believe it. A high toge is one of those least bizarre things that is weird about you. Yeah, alright, that's fair. You know what, that's fair. I followed the tradition of taking Christmas decor down on the 20th of Knut, which is on the 13th of January, 20 days after Christmas, which comes from the Prince Knut. I'm trying to think if the K would be silent. Anyhow, but it comes from the prince being murdered, what the heck, on that day, and his murder also made up a new law called Julefried, or Yule Peace, which meant that if you committed a crime during the Yule Peace, the punishment was extra harsh. So it's like the opposite of, what's it called? The opposite of Purge. The Purge. It's pronounced like cunt. I'm not so sure about that one. I think that's just dyslexia, Dolta. I think that we're not dirty Brits. Fair enough. I think that it is the opposite of the Purge. Be extra goody two shoes. I'm not mad about it. Speaking of the dirty Brits, though, I do have a story. Okay, so in South Africa, I got a little bit of a like, because the lady was like, show me the word that I don't recall. I guess it must have been in Afrikaans or Zulu. Or one of their other national languages. It's like a visa. Your e-visa. Did she say e-visa? Was it as simple as e-visa? It had another name. Anyway, your skills. Yeah, show me a trick. And then I was like, I'm pretty sure it was just an e-visa. And I was like, sorry? Like, no, it wasn't an e-visa, because I know how to show these things. It was this very specific one, and I can't remember what it was. But I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, lady, and it gave me a slight sense of panic. Oh, thank you, Goat. That is very kind. What I will say to you is I hope that you enjoy the football.
whenever you watch it next, and that it's a great game with awesome kicks. Anyway, genuinely very sweet. And thank you, ADR, for the follow. Show me your money! Exactly. Show me what you... show me what you got. Can we have a full fit check? I mean, you pretty much can see it. Like, I don't know. There's also socks. If you want to see my socks, yeah. That's the check. Where are you? I want you to guess, actually, where you think I am. We've had a few guesses. I told you, not concrete, by the way. No, I am in England is where I am. La 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 la. So, they asked me to show them some sort of visa thing, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you're actually very, very astute. Well done. I'm in England. I'm in an attic. This is my first stream in this attic. I've just moved here 2 days ago. So, as the title implies, my setup is a bit of a work in progress. Where are the colourful socks to match the overalls? I have about 20 white socks so that I never have to find the match. They just all go to their own one. Thank you, Adia. That's really sweet. I appreciate it. Like the Kiwi stuffed toy. I like the Kiwi stuffed toy as well. They do look like they're sniffing my ass, so it sucks to be them. But they have flown all the way from New Zealand, where I am originally from. That's what that represents, so that people don't get confused. Anyway, I was in the airport. They asked me to show them something, and I kind of was like, maybe I can get away with just showing my my visa, like, digitally. And spoiler alert, I did. However, there was a British man in front of me with his Dutch wife, and his Dutch wife had lived in the UK for 40 years, and they were asking her to show the same thing. And he's like, oh, don't be ridiculous. We don't need this visa. Like, we've never needed it before. We've traveled so many times, and there's never been an issue. So don't be silly. And the lady's like, they won't let you on. He's like, yes, they will. And it just went on and on and on. And I was like, wow. Is this entitlement? Short answer, yes. But I also... that they did get on the plane, as another spoiler alert. There was another staff member who took them aside and slowed everything down and showed her where to find what she needed to get, and it was very sweet. Because whereas the person who asked us for whatever it was they wanted to see, they were very much like, not my job, not my job. Whereas there was a sweetie. It wasn't just boomers though. It was like specifically the British guy. She was just kind of like, no, it's okay. They're just trying to help. And you are correct. There has been some changes. So now they do need to show some digital thing. I actually was looking up the same thing because I'm a New Zealand citizen, and going to the EU, anywhere in the Schengen area, used to require no visas whatsoever. But by the end of the year, I believe it is, there's no official date, that people who don't need visas, so visa exempt countries, will now need to buy like an equivalent of an ETA and ESTA, all of these travel things. They will now need, and even and so that's basically an equivalent of what she needed. But even people who are with the resident status in UK still need to show this thing. Like I don't know what it is because I don't have one. But it just this is all just precursor, because basically when I landed in London, I just kind of saw, I don't know how to explain it, but I just saw a lot more entitlement than I had in the last like 6 months, I want to say. Maybe even longer. It just felt like this general air of entitlement. No one really like helped one another. There were people who were like sneaking in to push in front of people in the lines. There was just no consideration to help make things orderly or open up space. And so, for example, you go to get even just waiting around the bag carousel, like, back it up, give people some space. But people are like right up against the carousel, the bag's not even there, get the fuck out of the way. Because then I went to go get my bag, and then you're like squeezing in between people, they don't move. It was so weird. And then people's like bags would fall off, and then there was just like this wide circle to go around them. And I don't know, I was so surprised. Yeah, no manners or common courtesy or empathy. And I texted my friend Coffee Snobber. I texted her, thank you, Ander. And I was like, I've decided I dislike the British already. And she's like, why? And I said, let me see. General disposition, lack of care for others, but maybe it's just the Southerners, is what I said. I did specify maybe it's just the Southerners, because I had none of that experience when I was up north. The inflation and degrading quality of life here, or just the weather. Could just be the weather. If it makes you feel better about the UK, Melbourne traffic still rubbish and people still can't drive. That does make me feel better. Thank you. Colonizer attitude holding strong. Yeah, it just feels a little bit like that. But like I said, it could be the Southerners. Because I don't remember having any of that issue up north when I was staying there. I never talked about it. Was I that oblivious? Maybe it's just I've had it so good in my last couple countries where people are just kind. Especially in South Africa, that was something that I really noticed, is people are so positive. And maybe I'm just getting the juxtaposition. However, I will say that my faith in being here, so because that's what Coffee said. She was like, and you chose to move there, why? And I was like, fuck. I've made a grievous mistake. However, when I went to get my coffee, I must get the barista's name, because they were just like, it was quite late in the day. They close at 2 or 3 or something, and I was there just beforehand, and they were putting brownies away, and I said, hands off those brownies. And they were like, huh? I was like, I would like a coffee and a brownie, please. And they're like, excellent. And they were just so happy. Like, how's your day going? What's I'm trying to mimic their accent. I don't know if they're from Southampton, but they're like, how's your day going? Oh, oh, and then later on they're like, how's your flat white? And I was like, it's delicious, thank you. And they are like, oh, that's right, they were like, Yahoo! And I was like, Yahoo! And so, I still have faith. I do have faith. Thank you for the follows as well. Very much appreciated. To be fair, airports are pretty busy and people are trying to get the hell out. Exactly. Nothing about an airport is conducive to having a kind, chill mind. Like, lines suck, delays suck, travel is exhausting. Like, you're already in an irritable state. However, I hadn't really noticed that issue. Maybe it's more about the airport itself needs better signage. Maybe that's where my privilege has been, is, stand behind the yellow line. Moving back to Austria, yes, definitely, ja, genau, definitely Austria, not Australia. And they left for 5 minutes, you comfy? I actually am a lot comfier now, thank you. Yeah. I'm glad that we have moseyed on down here. But yes, I was in South Africa for 3 weeks it ended up being. So I flew out just 2 days ago. I loved it. It was so beautiful. But I was definitely ready to end my trip, I think. I would definitely go back. And the people there were so nice and friendly and positive, and the food was incredible. I even was fine as a vegetarian. I didn't really keep an eye out for vegan alternatives though, but I don't have to worry about it, so that's why I didn't look. But it was good. Yeah. Yoshi! Yahoo! Did Mario serve you coffee? Well, I don't know if he's a plumber, but he certainly had maybe more than caffeine in his system. If snails are so slow, why do we not see them coming? It's always just BAM! Snail! Well, last year I did a stream titled, Won't Someone Think of the Snails, because of this exact thing. Because usually you just hear the crunch under your shoes and then cry relentlessly for an hour because of the murder that you have just committed, and it's so very, very sad. But you just need to look out for the signs, you know? They're more likely to be on the footpath after it rains. So that's the only tip I can provide. What are the southerners to me? I think Southampton and all of Cornwall. I hadn't really thought. I feel like anything London and more south. Let me have a look at the map here. Birmingham. Would Birmingham be included? Would Cambridge? I feel like Cambridge and Oxford could be included because they're all uppity, you know. Well, actually, Oxford, I don't remember it being so bad. Let's say everything south of Cambridge, not including Wales. So Cardiff is exempt because that's over in Wales. But you know, it's I've only been here 2 days, other than my previous times that I've visited here. So I haven't had a chance to learn these things. One day I shall. They have ninja training, exactly. Maybe the driving will be better. It can't be much worse than Sydney. I probably will not be driving for a very long time unless I rent a vehicle. And that's what I was so pleased about yesterday. I could just walk to where I wanted to go. And it was excellent. And, you know, buses, trains. I took a train here. It was awesome. And so I am very happy to have public transport once more, because I did not have that in South Africa. And New Zealand, they have, well, where I am from, they have buses. Auckland has some trains, but I found that still a car is most convenient. I do not mind airports. They still have a Burger King in them, and I miss it as a food chain here at my hometown. There we go. Oh my gosh. The Burger Kings. I haven't even thought about the fast foods. I don't normally go to the fast food restaurants anymore. Ever since I went vegetarian. Although they do have the Whopper burger that's vegetarian. I tried it once. I don't really remember. I didn't like it, but I'm not a big fan of Burger King anyway. Then you have to clean snail goop off your shoes. Oh yes, yeah. Anything below Scotland are the southerners, exactly. People up in Yorkshire and whatnot, they like to think they're part of the north, but they're so very wrong. Could they not give you a chair before they locked you in this barren, unfinished room? No, I thought it'd be fun to see the progression every single day, is what my thought process was. You know, like, I can, maybe next time I go live, we just point the camera that way and we clean it out. It definitely needs a vacuum though, but I'm trying not to bring that to attention. But I think it'll be fun. I actually, yesterday, I had a really nice kind of me day. It was so good to just have silence. But just take it easy, I think. And not feel like if I wanted to do anything, I had to contact someone else, or work around other people. I just got to work around this whole thing, and so I just kind of did just exactly that. Just took it easy, take it easy. And so I did think about cleaning up here, and I was like, yeah, worry about that later. So I think over the weekend, I'm just going to start making a bit more of a space, and buy a desk is kind of what I was thinking. But I haven't measured on how much space I want. And I haven't figured out where I put it. Do I put it under the skylight? Do I put it over there and get some lights? I should try and message Elgato as well and see if they'll help me out on that front. Look at you being fancy, Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Yes, thank you. Nine Foxes are going crazy over in the chat on YouTube because there are no mods there. Will you play the new Pokemon game? I haven't decided. It looks really cute. It's like Pokemon Animal Crossing, and it does look very, very cute. I think I would enjoy it, but I will think about it some more. I'm a little bit disappointed in Pokemon Winds and Waves. Or maybe I'm not. I'm conflicted. Pokemon Go, I'm still very happy with. In fact, this weekend is going to be one of the best Pokemon Go events ever. I'm going to be so overwhelmed and I'm not going to be able to handle it whatsoever, but there's going to be so much going on. So I think that Pokemon Go still has my heart. Well, not my heart, but it still has my attention. But Pokemon ZA, I was disappointed in the assets. They have some goofy ass new Mega Evolutions, but I don't actually mind it. I think it's kind of funny. Winds and Waves were showing off a whole bunch of Pokemon, like pretty looking Pokemon, but it wasn't actual gameplay footage, and I was like, well, I've been burnt before. And I'm not a big fan of the Pokemon starters. I have been mulling it over. So many people are like, they're like, ooh, Brout. And I'm like, bro, it's just Rowlet, but not. So if it has a cool evolution, then maybe it will be alright. So anyway, I have been trying to not give Pokemon my money because of making a stand. So I don't think I will buy... I haven't bought ZA. I don't think I'll buy Pokopia. I feel like I might watch... I know some streamers who are playing it, so maybe I'll watch them. And then I think I have to try and not buy Winds and Waves. But that one will be tough, though. That one will genuinely be a hard one to hold off on. But I can do it. I'm strong. I'm strong! Oh my gosh. Hey, look at you guys in the chat on the YouTube. Very cute. Birmingham is Midlands. Oh, I hadn't considered Midlands. Living in the UK now, have you decided on a football team? Yes, I support the Brentford Bees. We decided this as a part of my Mayrathon last year, so I am very happy. Hi, Jeanette. Good to see you. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, Hungry Jack's is the one. I must get up from my comfy spot of watching and get breakfast. Enjoy your breakfast, ADR. I am feeling very relaxed. Thank you, Carm. Sorry, I'm catching up as well. Hi, Jared. Good to see you. Scotland is just waiting for the next independent referendum, and they won't be part of the UK because most Remainders last time voted that because it wasn't sure if Scotland could join the EU. But after Brexit, that went out of the window anyway. Exactly. So I think that a lot of people say that Scotland would struggle on its own. But if they can join the EU, then they should be okay. But I am very unfamiliar with how that kind of politics works, or economical politics, I think would be the wording. See, I don't even know if that's the branch. But we'll see what happens, I suppose. The new game must be from a different studio. It looks almost innovative. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't look too bad. I am very close to being sucked into Pokopia, but I played a lot of Animal Crossing during COVID lockdowns, but I think that Animal Crossing style of game isn't really a lot of the genre that I typically play, so that's why I think it looks hella cute, and I think I would enjoy it if I did play it, but it didn't immediately suck me in because like I don't really play I do not play Stardew Valley, I don't play Minecraft, I don't play Animal Crossing, like those kinds of building of your village. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't even know what it's called. That's how much it's not my genre. And that's not to say that you can't enjoy a game outside of your typical genre, but it's not one that I gravitate towards immediately. So I think it looks hella cute. I've seen a lot of people who are talking about the storyline and how and putting theories on it, which I think are really cool. But that has honestly been enough engagement for me to kind of live vicariously through the posts that I get, because my algorithm is full of Pokemon. It really is. But I don't feel the need to play Pokopia. Oh, this is a kiwi bird. There we go. We can put them in front. That's better. That's way better. I should have put that there sooner. Pokemon win and wave starters equals derivative bullshit. They're really not great. And I think here's a theory. After I catch up. I watched a Pokopia gameplay today that is very cute. Exactly. Brentford, Birmingham is Midlands, or it's just mid. Hilarious. Brentford's my team. Yeah. So I decided to go for the Brentford Bees. That's my team. Everyone's playing Pokopia. Hi. I'm playing new WWE 26. Costing $240. I hope you're loving it then, because that is a pretty penny. Got Menley stuck on the team being the Benson Bees! Oopsies. Yeah, that's the Bee movie, exactly. It's the whole series about the dangers of Scotland leaving the EU. It is called The Diplomat. Okay, it is fictional though. Gotcha, thanks Lexington. Why not wait for 3 months, then the game will be $60? Yeah, they depreciate very quickly, hey. Speaking of gaming, any thoughts of what you want to play next? Well, someone said that this is giving Fallout vibes. I've put lots of thought into games. I am so excited to play some games again. I've actually been playing Pokemon Arceus on my Switch, which has been fine. It's a good airplane game. So I was thinking Fallout, I was thinking Cyberpunk, I was thinking Witcher, I was thinking going back to some more retro style, even maybe it's time to play Zelda, Ocarina of Time, that is. I've been thinking, but I feel as if since my PlayStation is not set up, that it sorry, not my PlayStation, my PC is not set up, that it kind of feels it's not real yet that I can play games. So I have been thinking, but I haven't settled. Thanks, Delta. Go get some rest. So glad you made it home safe and got the dual stream working. Thank you. Alyssa's been loving playing Pokopia. Yeah, I've seen Alyssa's shorts actually, which is cute. Clothing store simulator, hilarious. Playing Fallout right now. There we go. I have hundreds of hours in Cyberpunk. Do you recommend? That's the one that I've been leaning towards actually. That genuinely, out of everything, I didn't want to, because I can change my mind, but that is the one I've been leaning to. Yes, premature to decide, exactly. Your PC would definitely struggle with it. Okay. I've never played Ocarina of Time, exactly. What's happening? We're just chatting about which game to play, but I also have a story about Pokemon. I don't know was the answer. So my before I forget about it, what I was gonna say with the also Kyoto on the YouTube comments, my apologies. The Pokemon theory. Okay, hear me out. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, they all evolve into sick as hell Pokemon. They're just cool, okay? They're absolutely freaking sick as hell. And Pokemon, if you look at every generation, I feel like they've just moved further and further away from being like sick as hell and dope as fuck. It's like a lot more of this cutesier style, which I understand could be trying to appeal, and it's not to children. I already had this rant, because you can't say that they're trying to appeal to children, because these other Pokemon also appeal to children, and the children of today are still buying original Gen 1 Pokemon, mainly because their parents have to buy it for them, and they're the Pokemon Gen 1 lovers. But they still think that the OG sick as hell. And so I'm feeling like Pokemon, maybe it's like to make merchandise and plushies, but maybe they're also trying to appeal to a more feminine market, potentially. Oh, because, like myself, there are plenty of us who love Pokemons, and they want some of these cutesier, like dogs, little doggo, little cute little fluffy doggo, and going like, oh my god, it's so fluffy. But there are some of us out here who just want sick as fuck, or what did I say, sick as hell and dope as fuck Pokemon, and where are they? Like, where are they? Maybe I should look at Gen 9 and see if there are any. Because I felt like the starters for Gen 9, they were still cute, and then they evolved and it was like, what is this? Why? Why did you do this? Do they have any sick as hell? They had Lechonk. Although many people like Lechonk, can you really say that they're dope as fuck? You know? I'm just saying. Charcadet was kind of cool, I guess, with their evolutions. Same generation that has Varoom, the one that I hate. Orthworm, but again, not dope as fuck. You know, like, think of the Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. They're cool as hell! Where are our cool as hell Pokemon? Where are they? I do not know. Like, where's a Pokemon that you just look at and you go, oh my god. Oh my god. This is so sick. This is badass. Where's the badassery? Pokemon has lost its badassery, okay? That's what's happened. We need some badassery back. And unless Winds and Waves has badass Pokemon, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. That's my rant. Okay. Gen 1 and 2 are based. Everything after was for the catch. Gen 3 is a very good one, though. I actually... Gen 3 is one of my favorite generations. I think that the Weather Trio with Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, one of the coolest legendary Pokemon. Gen 3, easily the best. Yeah, the starter Pokemon, so cool. No, Gen 3, like, Gen 1 and 2 are great. There are some dopey Pokemon, but I do think they're good generations. Gen 3, I feel like they perfected almost. They, everything that they had got, and so in a sense you could say there's some repetitiveness, but Gen 3 was like, they built on everything and it just looked great. The storyline was cool. Gen 3, great generation. And so, it's Gen 4 onwards, I think there are some cool Pokemon in there, but bring back the badass Pokemon. Gen 3 Cope, fuck off. No, Gen 3's great. What do you mean? Come on. For a moment I thought that bird was real. They are, to scale. So this is how large a brown kiwi would be, if that helps at all. I fucking love kiwi birds. Well, there's two of them right here, am I right? Obstagoon and Corviknight. Corviknight is very cool. I actually do very like... the thing that I like about Corviknight as well is you get that little Rookie D and then it goes into the, Corvisquire or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, this is a cool, like you don't expect it, and then Corviknight was like sick as hell. So yes, I agree. I'm just gonna say it, there's too many Pokemons and it has to stop. They are already over 1,000 Pokemon and now they're gonna probably release another 100. Nine Fox, I am not gonna disagree with you. And I was thinking about it, where I was like, if I were to make my own Pokemon, could I do it? There's only one Pokemon that I don't even know what it would look like. So the reality is, I don't know how to design Pokemon. But I don't need to know how to design Pokemon because I know that there are plenty of people and artists out there who make Fakemon that look better than the real Pokemon and have done so for like at least 10 years now. So it's not my job. My job is to decide where to put my money. That is what my job is. And where is my money going? Pokemon Go. I still love Pokemon Go. I think that they are constant. And this is where a difference is.
I genuinely feel like Pokemon Go is trying to put effort into keeping existing players, and then people who are joining it, offering opportunities for them to catch them all. There are all these events that are happening that are in person as well, and I think that they are so far doing a good job, and so that is where my attention is going to. And I don't even have to put money in it. It's great! But the main series... Anyhow, thank you so much for the follow as well. It is also definitely real and very docile. Yeah, it's just... It shouldn't be up at the moment. It's just got some jet lag. I thought Aussies and New Zealanders couldn't own kangaroos, kiwis, koalas, etc. Well... sometimes you just gotta smuggle them in your bag. In your bag. Yeah, badass Clem Pokemon, that's the one. I think 151 was too many to start with. You know what? I'm not gonna disagree. Freaky thing about a kiwi bird, it lays eggs the same size as an emu egg. That is like a human giving birth to a baby the size of a 2-year-old. Ouch. Can we make a red panda Pokemon? They technically already have one. It's called a Stuffle and it's pink. So... what I'm hearing is you were, where were you when they killed the first 3 generations of Pokemon? Oh, man. Your money can go to the bank details. I'll list in a DM. I do take Osco payments. Thank you. That is actually very kind. I've been wondering. I thought Pokemon were meant to, represent, I think this word is meant to be, animals, but then again, that was never the cast even in the original gen Mr. Mime. Well, the thing is, a lot of Pokemon are just rip-offs of animals, and this is okay. We love this. Nothing has changed there. But there are also Pokemon that are like fruit or plants. Like, what is Chikorita meant to be? Maybe a dinosaur? I guess it gets the long neck. That kind of makes it a dinosaur. Maybe. But then you just have like berries. It doesn't have to just be animals, and that's why apparently there are keys and carburetors. Gen 4 introduced the physical special split, though, which was very important for the series. Yes, but that's something that you could make with previous generations rather than introducing 100-odd Pokemon to do that. But I do agree with you, Magpie, in terms of game mechanics. You can continuously update a game with new mechanics without needing to add new Pokemon. And I feel like Ninefox has said, although Ninefox isn't like a huge Pokemon person anyway, but I think that in that idea of them being more and more Pokemon instead of making better game mechanics, we could shift to the game mechanics, make a better game, because people will play a game that has only the original 151 Pokemon if it's a great game. And so maybe that's where Ninefox's comment of too many Pokemon, I would interpret is, or how that suits my narrative, is instead of adding another 100 Pokemon, instead of having 3 new starter Pokemon, why not make a better game? And I think that even Pokemon Arceus is a good example of that, because although they had the Hisuian variations, there aren't a ton. There really aren't. But it's the same Pokemon that we've seen over and over again, but in a new style. And I think that's why it was so successful at the time. Maybe with a little bit of variation. We love a bit of variation. Alolan Vulpix was an absolute hit. And so that's probably where they could put more focus on. Make a better game. Stop just adding more Pokemon. That feels like the conclusion. But I will catch up with you guys. We need a Pokemon equivalent to the Cataclysm in WoW. I actually don't know WoW lore, unfortunately. So I don't know what that implies fully. But from what I can tell, it's just like nuke it and restart in a way. Nico Laodan, yeah, of course, Schmick. Thank you so much. I think they ran out of Pokemon ideas after Mew and then Mewtwo. The irony being that Mewtwo is 150 and Mew is 151. All animals are just crabs in waiting. I don't know this reference. Shoebill stalk Pokemon when? Hell yeah, Kiwi Man would love it. Ow, Waleed! Welcome. It's good to see you again. Thank you so much for the well wishes. What is Porygon? That is my question. Porygon is polygons and is exactly why it is actually a very based naming convention. Hi Nova-chan, good morning. They're preying more on people's fears of missing out on new Pokemon rather than game mechanics. Yes, exactly. So now it looks like the new one is going to be trying to have prettier game rather than being a better game. And you know, I'll reserve judgment, but I don't think I'm gonna put my money in it. Not a Pokemon fan, too young when it aired. You're all good. And you know what, Waleed? You actually prove my point. If you are not a Pokemon fan after the 30 years that it's been out and a new generation hasn't got you to play, even if you know Pokemon, that shows that they are constantly going back to the same Pokemon fan base rather than drawing in a new audience. And I was actually saying this about my my nephews and my nieces. They all love Pokemon. None of them play the Pokemon games. And that to me shows that the Pokemon company has an issue because they all have Nintendo Switches. So it's not that they can't play. They have parents that love Pokemon and would buy the Pokemon games for them. Yeah, you proved me right by existing. Thank you, Ellie. But if Pokemon is not doing a good job at convincing these kids to play their game, then something's wrong. And then if they are driving away existing fans, I'm not the only person. Then something's wrong. Like people will flock, and especially if they have such a large existing audience, people will flock to a game that has good mechanics. Look at Pal World. If Pal World had actual Pokemon, I think that people would still be playing it now. I still play Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon Go. Okay. Anyway, that's my rant. Anything else? Otherwise we'll move on because I know not everyone is a Pokemon fan, so I don't want to keep harping on because we know that the conversation will come up again in the future and not everyone can participate. Kiwi girl, hi people, I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Give me a Shoebill Pokemon now! They have like long Pokemon, but I don't think they have any that have that Shoebill beak. They have like flamingos, they have toucan, but I don't think they have a Shoebill. The Dunbar's number is 150 relationships you can stain. Yes, the monkey sphere! So with 151 Pokemon in the first gen, you just have to get rid of one. I got rid of a Lickitung. I like it. I never considered this. Can't believe they didn't make an extra one so Mewtwo could be 152. I am sure that there's a reason behind these numbers, but I will admit that I've never actually looked up why they settled on 151. The World of Warcraft Cataclysm event in 2010 was a massive world-altering expansion where Deathwing the Destroyer shattered Azeroth, permanently changing landscapes, leveling zones, and introducing playable goblins and worgen. So like what Fortnite did. I think. I don't know. Someone told me that, like, I'm probably now 10 years late. Oh my god, how long has Fortnite been out for? It is... I reckon it's coming up on 10 years. Manu looks stunned. Yeah, where's the Kiwi bird Pokemon? Like, where's my Kiwi representation, you know? They have a koala. What about my Kiwi bird? It hasn't been ages. Just 23 minutes and 44 seconds. Thank you, Z-Mama. Bloodmoon was kind of met in Sydney recently. My dad tried to take a photo of it, so we'll see how it goes. He got the tripod out. If they make a Shoebill Pokemon Bulbasaur won't be my favorite. Fair enough. Totally not listening to you. Ain't gonna talking about Pokemon. See? Yep. It's just the landscape. Can we get rid of the fish that does nothing? Magikarp. No, Magikarp's great. It's Magikarp has so much potential, and that's what makes it a dope as hell Pokemon, because then look at Gyarados. Fortnite and WoW are the same game. Yes, that's what I thought. It should have a radical change. There's too much money in keeping the status quo, I'm afraid. I think so as well. It's not that you're afraid, Nine Fox. It's that Pokemon are afraid. Pokemon are afraid, and that sucks. Speaking of other games, though, I found out that that Blue Point, who did the Demon Souls remaster, that I thought was really good. I actually genuinely enjoy Demon Souls a lot. So they've gone under, and that really sucks because I think they did a great job at Demon Souls. And Sony's dropped them as well, I think that's unfortunate because I felt like they did a great job, and I would have liked to see them tackle some other remasters of the Souls-like series. I don't know if that is because the original game developer doesn't want them to handle it, but R.I.P. to Blue Point. R.I.P. to them indeed. Kick out Bidoof. Fair enough. I like Bidoof. Magikarp are the ugly duckling of Pokemon. Exactly right. I just remember that one crash out video of someone whose mother deleted their WoW account. Oh, that is cruel. Demon Souls, yeah. Oh man, that is cruel. I feel like that is like scarring. I don't even know what they could do after that. Greatest freak out ever. That was the remote of the butt video. Wait, no way! I have seen this. This is like early internet days. It is a classic. And it's just like, is that what she did? She deleted their WoW account? No. You reckon that's the best gift a mother can give? I think the best gift a mother could give is building up their child to have the autonomy to be able to step away from the WoW. But, anywho. Hi, July. From Software lost the Bloodborne code is why nobody can remaster it. That is a spicy comment. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Imagine. I hope that's not true. I prefer Gyarados being Water Dragon instead of Water Flying though. Same like I would prefer Charizard was Fire Dragon. It's a hot fire pun intended. It's a hot topic because I do know a lot of people who are like, how is this a dragon but this not a dragon? I kind of like it. I think that the Charizard doesn't need to be a dragon. You'd be wrong though. Damn. I think Gyarados, I always am surprised that it's flying type, but I like that there's not too many dragons. I think that they can be designed like dragons without it needing to be a dragon type. Because it's Pokemon, not real life. I grew up and then I was like, what happened? What led him into sticking a remote TV up his own butt? And then you went back to find out. Well, thank you for doing the research and journalism there, because I haven't thought about that piece of cinema. I haven't considered this work of art for a long time, and I'm so glad that it has now graced my presence once more. Oh, goodness. A large sum of money would also be good. Also this. Lost it or lost it? Pokemon Rusty Bidoof might have something to say about that. I like Bidoof, okay? Hi, Astasub. Good morning. Mega Charizard and Gyarados are dragons. No, Gyarados is dark type. Charizard, only one of them is a dragon. Yeah, it's a water type. You are correct. Anyway, we are about to hit an ad break, so we'll see you on the other side. I was going to end an hour ago, so look at us. We did it. We got through another hour. I remember before there was steel Pokemon, let alone fairy, am I right? Okay, I am going to use this as an opportunity to down my tea, which
seems to have gathered dust in it.
Let's hope it's not asbestos. Time for your nap, Grandpa. Yeah, with the steel Pokemon. Fairy is what balanced out dragon type. Exactly right. So steel did an okay job, but fairy helped a lot more. Have a good night. Gonna take a nap before PoE League, in 11 hours. Enjoy. Have fun. Enjoy. Goodbye. How's your dusty tea? I couldn't taste the dust, so disappointing. It seems to be like floating away from my mouth, so I guess it's okay. Is the background a green screen? Not yet. Not yet. So welcome to my attic. Welcome to my new stream setup. I am in the attic. This is where I've been delegated my setup. I really like it, genuinely. Thank you, Willie. I just have to do something with it. So first things first, we'll get a desk. No, I don't need to paint it. I like the brick. I think that, okay. Here is what I am thinking. First things first, desk. We bring you guys up here. Ah, much better. Now that is a view that we can appreciate. I'm also here still. You can paint the wall green. So first things first, desk, elevate, excellent. Then, I think fairy lights on this would actually look really cute. I'm thinking we can go for like a, what's the word? It's not, my architecture and interior design vocab is awful. But I'm hoping that we can put some greenery on here. So if we get like a nice shelf, coffee shop vibes, yes! Yes, I like this. If we get a shelf that has some plants on it, some fairy lights, and then just a singular lamp like the one I used to own, I think it can actually turn into a very cozy look. The only thing that I'm uncertain of is because this sun will help with the plants. But I think that one of the reasons it's actually better to not use sun as your lighting, because it can vary from day to day. So I was thinking of being closer to the door there. I mean door? What door? The closer to that side, because then I can have more control over the lighting. Can you get a blind for stream time? I could probably figure something out, but if I tuck myself in there, I don't think it'll matter. Some plastic ivy would look nice. Yeah, so you know that vine plants, even if they are fake, I really think turning this into a bit of a green wall, like Calm said, of a coffee shop vibe, I think would look very cool. So, fingers crossed. Central Park meets ISIS hostage video. Yes, apparently it is incredibly wonky. I never thought about it. These are not the things that I pay attention to, but that's why I have you guys. You can make a cafe that you would like to go to. Oh, that'd be cute. Have a little coffee station. What type of tea? This one is actually rooibos tea, which is quite cute. I saw that they had some and I was like, well, I've just been to South Africa, so I feel like it would be a nice little addition. But I think I have to get some Yorkshire tea later. Some hanging vibes from up high. Exactly, Ninja. I think some plants on the side and string lights across the top. Yeah, I think it would be very simple to make it look really nice. And like I said, just a singular lamp will bring that cozy vibe in as well. So I just have to figure out where. My thought is maybe that I could... hey, there's my PC, by the way. And that's it there. I was thinking that I could put the desk there and then maybe like a shorter table here where I could put extra either my PC or my camera, and then that kind of direction is the desk, because then that way it leaves it leaves this half still as a bit of a storage space, I guess. And then there's the door that I will have to figure out as well. The only reason why I wouldn't put it that way is because of the door, but I do feel like tucking it away could be nice. But it could be cool to pop some things as well. I did think about turning it behind there, turning that into a little Harry Potter under the stairs vibe. They don't have power sockets in that room though. I did check, because I was like, if they have power sockets in there, I actually genuinely think I might stay in there. But they do not. So I don't know if I could get something under the door or over the door or through the wall, but anyway, I don't want to be destroying this place. I've just got here. Hi, Darth Grader. Welcome on in. I'm very well, thank you. I've just arrived in the UK, and I'm staying here indefinitely until I decide I don't like it. So we'll see how that goes. But this is not my room. But this is the place that I can stream from. Really stuffed you in a closet. It's an attic. Thank you very much. You even have some soundproofing. Exactly. I already have one singular soundproofing. You judging my cold brew consumption rate? I think 4 to 5 cups is a reasonable amount of coffee. Yes, absolutely. Coffee is good, hey. Oh! How you going, Wolfie? I thought I was on a stand-up channel, but this is cool too. Oh yes. Hold on. What's the deal with all the wonky bricks? That's a genuine question. Can someone please answer it? I don't understand what's going on here. Help! Help! Thank you for coming to my comedy routine. Oh gosh, you almost fell in the tea. I hear indefinitely and I think of What We Do in the Shadows. I do not recall the quote that this is from, and I also don't even know if it's from the show or the movie. The sound is perfect. Really? Well, it's just off my laptop microphone, so shout out to the laptop microphone. No echo, though. That is genuinely very surprising. I thought it would be very echoey in here, so it's falling down. What's there to understand? Fair. What's the deal with airplane peanuts? No power outlets in a room? That makes no sense. I don't think I've ever been in a room that didn't even have at least one power outlet. It is strange. I thought that they would have one as well, but I suppose it is meant to be just purely storage, maybe? Which is a crying shame, because it's perfect for a, little bedroom. Wait, which way does the door open? You guys don't get to know. You don't get to see what's in there. Oh. It actually would make such a perfect little bedroom. I think it would be cute anyway. You are scrumptious. Thank you. Much appreciated. Let's go howling with micro. I don't know what that means. I heard those knees. Shh. That was my hips. Blind tradie built the house. Well, it's nice that they're being inclusive. What can I say? Why did you buy a Shure mic when you had this laptop mic? I know! What a freaking idiot! Oh, you know what? If we could get sponsored by the Apple themselves, then you heard it here, folks. I'll become a Mac streamer, okay? I'll do it. If I'm gonna sell out, we may as well sell out to $1 trillion company, If I'm just putting it out there. If I gotta do it, why not go for the $1 trillion company? So you heard it here, Apple. If you want someone to promote MacBook streaming, if you get an Apple sponsorship, I quit. You know what? I won't need your assistance because I'll have Apple. Thank you very much. You got the hips clicking too. I thought it was just me. No, it's I've upgraded. Thank you, Timmerman, for the follow. Gaming's gonna be tricky, yes, but that's the whole thing is, okay, hear me out. Yeah, it just works. We game on the Mac and people are like, what? It's possible. But how do we trick them? Okay, this is the thing. We gotta trick them. We just play The Sims. We play League of Legends. We play, Minecraft. We become a Minecraft streamer. Apple, hear me out. Minecraft streaming. Okay, I was gonna make a very dark joke. The fumes and the asbestos is getting to me. I was gonna, no, I can't make that one. Hold on, let me see if I can rephrase it. Apple sponsors me. They want people to buy Apple products. How do we get new people to buy Apple products? We play games that a lot of kids also play so that they know that they can play their favorite games on Apple from a very young age. And then they say, I don't want a Samsung. I want an Apple so I can play my Fortnite on... Oh wait, you can play that on a Samsung too. I want to play Minecraft on my iPad, Mum. Nice. And I definitely did not use the word grooming in any of that. So, good job, me. Good job, me. I managed to escape saying the joke that I was gonna say. Minecraft streaming has the best reputation. Exactly. Anyway, maybe you guys will have a little bit more of the correlation now. Roblox, I actually have no idea what Roblox can be played on. Minecraft is garbage. Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do for the buck. I mean, Apple could start by making good products, just saying. Damn. Well, they've got a banger of a microphone, we'll tell them that much. They've got a great microphone specifically on whatever MacBook Air I have. I actually like my little MacBook. I do. I've been using it a lot more since being on the go, and I actually do like it. I just can't play games on it. So, and you know what? That's okay. Maybe I can learn how to sync up a Steam Deck or something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if my next computer would be a MacBook, but I've been enjoying my little one. I think you can play Roblox on anything. Well, that would make sense. So you got to get them all somehow. Hi, Doug Green. Used to be a comedy show in the late 90s in a bar with brick wall. So you do make me think this is stand-up comedy. Yes, yeah. It seems like the vibe. Hey, if you can't play games on it, what's the point? Well, as someone who hasn't really been playing games recently, I think that I'll be okay. Apple nearly sued the computer shop I worked at, really, out of business because we stopped a Mac exploding. Oh, but you did it, like, not to the way they like it or something, hey. You can play Doom on anything. Doom was another one that I thought about about playing when I get the PC set up. I also have to decide what I want to do with my PlayStation 5. Do I want to hook it up to the TV, which means it won't be hooked up to my PC? Or do I hook it up to my PC so that I can play games on it and kind of have... I think that when I play games on the PlayStation, it offloads a lot of the stress. I don't know how else to phrase it. A lot of the work, and so it means that I have smoother gameplay for you guys watching. But then I don't have the PlayStation 5 downstairs, you know. Do splitters work with capture cards? I don't know what you mean in this regard. Can you please be more specific? I got off the poll 20 years ago. Refreshing and freeing. Hey, look, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that, alright? but I'm glad to hear that you're feeling more liberated now. I won't tell them that Liberty was your name, but you know, that's a story for you to tell. You know, your little what did they call it? Stage name. You can play Doom on a lawnmower. Hell yeah! Didn't Apple just announce the new iPhone recently? They shouldn't have, because it's only March. There was an iPhone back in September. Oh, they have a new MacBook, I think. I think that might be something like a budget MacBook, but I haven't looked into it. Maybe that's the only thing that I've heard more recently. If only it was possible to move it easily. It would be possible to move it easily if I keep the capture card easy access, I guess. We were not an Apple authorized dealer, and someone brought their Mac in with a pillow battery, so we removed it to make it safe, and Apple sued for unauthorized repair. Left us 5 figures in the hole after legal fees, but a judge said we made the device safe. Okay. But that's the thing, is I feel like a lot of the time, these things that go, these legal cases that go on, they end up going nowhere because people cannot afford to pay the legal fees. And so, like you say, 5 figures of legal fees. I would have been out very quickly. I would not have been able to, if they sued me for any reason, I'd just be like, well, you can have this go on for ages and ages and ages. I cannot. So that's where I feel like a lot of people end up in trouble. Good afternoon from the north. Hello. I missed the downstairs, but yeah. So so I am in an attic. I don't know how else. Like, of course, I'm upstairs if I'm in the attic. Maybe the remote play from PS might be an option. I honestly don't know anything about remote play, so I'd have to look into it. The attic is just for streaming. The attic is currently literally a dump room. So people making jokes about it being a dumpster, it actually is. Like, there's literal rubbish right there. Look. Polystyrene. And so it actually is a dumping ground at the moment. It's a throw up there and forget about it. But I will help them clean up, because this will be the space that I'm taking over. And I think it will be awesome. I'm actually very much looking forward to it. I think it'll be cool to try and figure out how to make the space work. I think that will be very exciting. And go from there, basically. Brittany with an I. I thought it was a bedroom and everything. No. I guess I could sleep up here. That would mean I wouldn't be in the... Interesting. If I really clean it out, I will have to think about this. The thing with owning an Apple product is to have the same behavior looking at the battery time of the device as you have with looking at your bank balance. You never look at it because you always have a lot less than you thought. Oh, be British, you're in a loft. A loft. My apologies. I am in a loft. I thought this was a dungeon. No, I've got a whole outlet here, you know? We're on top, baby. We're living it on top. Thank you so much for the resub as well. I'll take a sip.
Good morning, Clem. Howdy, folks. Honk shoe.
Why did that sound so menacing? It's kind of like, this is how this sounded. Okay, imagine, if you will, group of people in front of you, and you say, "Good morning, Clem. Howdy, folks." What did I do? Why did I get that behavior? Why the tone? Cleaning stream when? Honestly, that's probably going to be what the next month is. And then just I would hope that I can have this all set up by the end of the month is what I would like to do. So I'm pretty happy for us to just kind of Take it easy. And then as soon as it's all set up, instead of celebrating with playing a new game on our new setup, I piss off to Slovenia. I have my flights booked, so I'm very, very excited. Coffee Snobber and I are going to be doing a mini tour around Slovenia at Easter time. And she has agreed that we can do like a morning stream like this where we just get coffee with coffee and just have a little catch up. So I'm very excited. It's going to be so fun. Hello, Snook. Looks like a kidnapping video. What are you saying? This Kiwi is here by their own choice, okay? I missed the idea that a TV would be downstairs for some reason. I have a mental image of the TV next to the computer desk. Oh, my apologies. Yes, understood. But no, that couch is too damn comfy. If there are no stairs leading to the floor above, would it still be called upstairs? Damn it, I usually mute when I sneeze. So if you ever wondered what it sounds like when I sneeze, I usually mute. Damn it. That must have been the dust from my tea. How's hiding the Nazis going, by the way, Clem Frank? There's a reason why the door down there never gets open. Thank you for that follow. Can you look down and spell where you are? Can I look down? Oh! I could, but it wouldn't make sense. ATTIC. Jokes. There ain't nothing down there. It's a loft with potential. Yeah, exactly. Your chat is interesting. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you really want to sleep in the same place you work? That's true. That is a good point. I think that it is healthy to have that separation for sure. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but if we have the choice, we may as well not use it. Maybe I can set up like something for subathons. Last year I got sued wrongfully by a car rental company. Turns out they tried to reach me on a phone number that is incorrect. The employee entered my phone number incorrectly in the system. Awkward. Clem. There was spite in that, yeah, exactly. You're just plain awesome. Thank you, Darth Grader. You know what? I've just gotten to know you, but I think you're pretty awesome as well. At least you have a door for now. I mean, what door? Where's the door? No, I am curious what to. I think that it would probably. Look, I think that it would be really cool to keep a bunch of my stuff. Like the stuff that's going to be arriving. It would be nice to have like a little place to put, my books, for example. And no, I didn't bring a bunch of books. Just I have like 4 books that I wanted to keep. Rather than that being, I don't really have place where I sleep. So I'm hoping that I can take over that space. And that's why I wanted to leave this half free, because then that can be still where they hang up their washing, for example. But then I can kind of just like the far corners tucked away. A streaming server, that could work as well. Bless you, thank you. The squeak is new, the squeak is not new. That is genuinely how I sneeze. It's ridiculous. That's why I always mute, because people are like, why, like, I don't know what it is, where it's like a recoil, I guess. Like a puppy, that's the one. Yeah, there's like a recoil, I guess. It always has this very high-pitched noise. I don't know why. Anything more than 2 sneezes in a row is attention-seeking, apparently. I always sneeze 3 times, unless I don't. But I typically sneeze 3 times. Oh. I just smiled when the fact that was brought up in court. I still had to pay all the legal fees even though I won. That's the connection to the previous convo. Gotcha. Thank you, Willie. That is crazy. You poor thing. I have several thousand books. So I just moved, so you wouldn't know this, Darth Vader. I just moved from Australia. I'm not Australian. I'm a New Zealander. Now I have the mascot to remind people that I am a New Zealander. So I had to get rid of a bunch of books, which was really sad. But I was reading yesterday, which was fun. And then I have just a few other things that I wanted to keep that are more keepsakes rather than reading books. Hi, Neshi. Good to see you. I hope you're keeping well. I always sneeze twice. I don't know why that sounds like a title or something. Maybe like a quote. I always sneeze twice. There's just something with gravitas there. I believe that means you're a library. I'm a 2 sneezer usually. Yeah, you just gotta get it out. I wonder if the squeak is due to the hole in the lung. No, I have had my squeaky sneeze from a very, very young age. I don't know why. You dirty pelican. You went and touristed around in New Zealand? Yeah, I touristed in New Zealand, got this guy, you know. Because you can get them very easily at the airport. Always double tap your sneezes. That's the one. I'm doing very well. Thank you, Neshi. I'm glad to finally be here. I'm in the UK. I did it. I did start to have some hesitations and reservations where I'm like, I've made a horrible decision. Why? But then I got here and I was like, no, I'm a happy girl. I'm happily. Yeah, usually was the keyword. The postman always rings twice. Is that what it is? Something like I always sneeze twice. Always die twice. Yes! Stuff like this. This is what it is. Okay. Is it raining yet? Not yet. But I am living in the south, so I might not have, I don't know. It is incredibly cloudy. I don't see a dot of sky. However, yesterday, again, this was a false sense of security that I mentioned earlier, it was clear blue. I was struggling to find a cloud, and now I'm struggling to find any blue. So I was in high spirits yesterday. I got to just read my book and go get a coffee and play some Pokemon and just have a bath. I really enjoyed my bath. And so now, knowing that I've got to get to work, I'm like, it's fine, everything's fine. However, when I wrap up here, it'll be lunchtime. I do have some toast that I can eat, but I think I will go back to the coffee shop. Why is she looking up, madam? Do you not have a roof? Well, how else am I supposed to look at the sky? How else do I look at the sky? Look, if I face you guys this way, you can clearly see that there's a third wall that's in the upwards direction. How else can I look at the clouds? It's secretly an alleyway. Shh. No, there's a skylight right here. It can be opened, but I choose not to because I'm now scared that it could just leak. My books are a thing. Don't mess with my books. Hell yeah. I'm glad that you're able to find a place to keep all of them. When you go back to the coffee shop, there will be a hot lady barista. Oh, well, I better put my jeans back on so that she knows how gay I am. Hello, madam. Did you know I am a gay woman? Yes, you do, because you can see my jeans. But right now, I'm just looking like, I don't know. It's ambiguous right now. You only die twice. There we go. Thank you. You only live twice. There's too many Bond titles. I don't know how to follow them. Anyway. Okay, guys. I'm done now. I have no other things that I want to talk about. You only twice. Twice! Wait! I'm lying! I do have things! Wait! No! I'm sorry! I lied! I do have things! Wait, the fact that you know it's about K-pop says more about you than it does me. Twice! So, now that I've told you where I live, with explicit details so you can come hang out and save me from the attic and also present yourselves for the comedy stand-up routine. Open mic! Wah wah wee wah wah! Thank you so much for the follow. No! Stay! Anyway, now that you guys know where I live, apparently Southampton has a decent Asian population, and that benefits me because there's K-pop here. So I think I will sign up. But the problem is, it's not a problem, but they only do like a little bit of it. So I will try it out, and I'll see how it goes. So if you guys miss K-pop Clem, then maybe she's coming back. I didn't know Twice was a K-pop. I'd be an inattentive mod, thank you. Okay, I'm now done. I'm actually now done. Yes, at the coffee shop. Oh yes, this is a good one from the YouTube comments. I'll try and find a way to... Wait, no, I think Twitch doesn't allow you to have the YouTube comments on here. I'll have to look into the TOS. But they changed it recently. Okay, we'll look into it. But this is a good point. Is if you're trying to like let them know, the hot lady at the bar, well, or rather for me, I'm trying to let the hot lady at the coffee shop know. I go to order my coffee and I'm like, 1 coffee, but with gay milk. Oh, I mean oat milk for me, a gay woman. And then they'll be sure to know. Did I tell you I was gay? Clemens gay, scan, unfollow, delete my PC. Well, I usually, the thing is that I don't have I do like men. I would like to, for those who are curious, but I don't have a label that I feel like suits me. Yeah, men do smell though. Women smell very pretty. So no, thank you, Cal. And we're back in the game, lads. But I find that there's not a label that I really like. I've spoken about this in the past. What kind of cat is that? It's a feathery one. It's just caught some prey. And so it's just covered in feathers right now. But the yeah, so that's why I often say gay, because I'm just like, that something about it just feels better when I'm talking about being attracted to the same gender as myself. It's actually a wall. Anywho, so that is why I say gay. When I mean, you can choose bi, pan, demi, whatever. But none of them really feel like the flag that I would fly, essentially. So that's why when talking about the hot ladies, I just say gay ? If you needed me to be any more explicit, I don't have a good reputation with the women. Oh goodness. Why is that? Oh my god, this is so funny! Clem is gay? Why is this surprising? She's literally sitting in a closet! Oh, that would be so much funnier if it were true. Oh, if only I actually was in a closet, that would be great. Anywho. Yes, gay with an H, that's the one. I feel like if as a woman I would like to be entertained by guys hitting on me in chat. Look, you have to have a strong constitution for it. Titty streamers, I genuinely am so in awe, for a lot of reasons, am I right? But there's a line, there's definitely a line, and sometimes it gets crossed and I'm like, and I think if it is the only thing that is going on in the chat, then it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Whereas I, like, conversation, I say as I speak to myself in my attic. Yeah, gay is just easier to say, exactly. I feel like if I was a woman, I'd like to... Oh, sorry, I read this one, Aura. Fly your own flag, exactly. Kermit uses gay too, it's quite generic. Yeah, it's just generic. And I think that it used to be for men who like men, but it has been adopted to just kind of be LGBT. That all could use some emotional support for sure. Yeah, I'm part of the plus. That's a good point. I am part of the plus. Is that a walrus? Yes, it is. But it's lost one of its tusks. Flustered fuck. I forgot about that clip. It's easy viewers, that's what it is. Well, people say that, but I genuinely think that to maintain viewers is actually very difficult because one can click on a channel because they think the girl is pretty, but what keeps them there? And so I think that people do not always understand that it doesn't lead to immediate success, essentially. Especially long-term success. Did you say titty streamers? I did indeed. Banter seems usually fine. I've never seen actual flirting on Twitch done in a way that didn't make some party uncomfortable. Amen. I'll get my tits out on stream and test it. Yes, please. We'll be there immediately. So yeah, I think that it can just be difficult to maintain longevity. Is how I'd phrase that. +1 viewer, me. Well, +2 viewers. I'll be there too. Anyway, now I'm done. So, before I fully wrap up, I guess, where are we going to from here? I'm going to take the next couple of days off to try and get some extra items. Jan, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, for research, exactly. So, I think I will try and even just message, see if I can basically do some offline work, things that I should have been doing over the last 2 months. I recognize that, but you know, we're still in the transition period. Offline item quest, exactly. So I will go try and I think I want to get a desk. Out of anything, that's what I really want to do. Even if I don't set up my PC, like we can still do streams like this. But I'll start working on a few things, and then I'll be back next week. I'm hoping things will be a little bit more consistent this month as well, because I live here now. We're going on an adventure. And so the only thing is basically how I'm going, and if I wanna jump on, this will kind of be the time zone that I'm hoping to work on. However, once we do get the PC set up, then when I'm done with the chitter chatter, like now, the stream won't end like it is about to, but rather that's when we can move over to the Ouija games and get back onto the degeneracy, because we weren't degenerate enough. So that is kind of where we're heading to, hopefully. Otherwise, you know, we're just gonna be here forever. Maybe I can work on my posture. Maybe we can do a little bit of yoga. Oh yeah, that feels great. Can you just stack up the styrofoam instead? Cheaper that way. So it's interesting that you say that. I have found one of these pots. It looks like a pot from IKEA. It's this box, right? It's what Manu was sitting on earlier. Well, here's a little secret. You guys are also on a box. I didn't want you guys to think that that I wanted to lord things over you more than I already do. So you guys were already on a box. So I could just stack them up. I could just keep stacking. Who knows? Who knows? Or maybe I can get like a magnetic camera or something, and then we can just stream from the phone, and that can be higher up. I'm sick of you always talking down to me. Well, good thing I'm leaving. So I'll see you guys not on the weekend, but after the weekend. I like how Discord rule states that you have to be nice to your mom as well. You do. You gotta be nice to everyone, okay? You gotta be nice to everyone. Okay. Fun comments and pickup lines are fine. I like throw stuff that get you banned. Exactly. But yes, my attic is in the UK. I used to hate them, but after finding out how it is to grow on Twitch, I'm more sympathetic. Yes, that's a good way of, just understanding where someone else is coming from. Good idea, Shaden.
That's what she did, but she realized she was a redhead that has no soul. That's one. But yes, bro, I am indeed. Okay. Thanks, guys. And thanks for watching on YouTube as well. I'm going to be so real. I shouldn't say the only reason. One of the reasons we're multi-streaming is because I realized that the VODs just save on the YouTube channel if I live stream there. So if you guys watch the VOD channel, I'm deleting it, baby. It's disappearing unless I upload really old VODs. Interesting. I'll decide. But anyway, VODs no longer uploading to the VOD channel. We can delete the VOD channel. They're uploaded on the main channel because we are now multi-streaming, baby. Thanks for a successful test. Thanks for an awesome first day. We can now get the chalk and add 1 on a brick somewhere. We'll do that next time. Can't you just stream to the VOD channel? Yes, but too many options! Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye! See you later. I don't know how to end it on both streams. But goodbye.